All right, so I've got the two batteries in the bag. I stuck the connectors out through the bag. There's a little hole in there. Like I said, if you're gonna go and take your bikes with you to a hotel or something, a lot of hotels won't allow the e-bikes in, so keep them in the back of your car. I wouldn't leave them hanging off the back, but if they're in your car folding, whatever. Pull the batteries off. Get some of these bags. They're a little pricey, I think $30-something. But hey, if something were to happen, they're in this bag. You've done what you can. Anyways, so again, if something happens to this thing for whatever reason, I totally trust it. I think it'll work. I just don't know. To me, it seems like a little bit smaller battery, so I don't want to overtax it and then have it heat up and whatever. So if something happens, these things unplug relatively easy. You just pull on them and they unplug. And this this pack is gonna get thrown in the road. It's within this thing. This thing is supposed to be explosion proof. It's supposed to be fireproof. Whether it is or not, I hope I never find out. So if everything went right, they are connected to the bike, should be live now. Like I said, these two batteries are still sleeping. So if we hit the power button, it should power up. And it does power up. We can check, went too far. The voltage is 53.8989, so energy bar is all the way up. All right, let me camera up and let's take it for a ride and see what happens. All right, got my 360 camera here going too, so hopefully we can catch some of the odometer, speedometer here, and let's see what happens. I don't have a camera out front, but let's see. All right, so I hit the throttle. I'm moving. So right now it's acting like a normal bike. This road is bumpy as hell, so probably have to hold on to my 360 camera a little bit here. But everything seems all right. I can't ride normally because I gotta hold this 360 camera. Otherwise I'd knock the gears up here. Going right along. Battery voltage is staying up there also. I mean, at rest, right now the battery voltage is at 51.35. Well, the good thing too is, I'm out testing this thing. Should they die, I've got the other two batteries fully charged so I can make it back home. But riding with this one hand here is a pain in the neck, so I might drop off the 360 camera, put another GoPro on this thing, and we'll go for a little bit of a ride, see how long it lasts. I'll head back. I'll check the batteries, make sure they're not heating up. And like I said, I'll throw a camera on the front, we'll go for a ride. I should have checked the mileage on this thing before we took off. It's probably on the camera, so I could probably get that. I think I took a shot of the mileage when we left. Well, according to this, we're up to 27 miles an hour, 28, and I'm only in 4th gear, so I'm ghost pedaling right now. I can't shift it, so if I did shift, I could really get going here. This bike flies. I put a bigger crank on this thing. It's got a 58 tooth crank. That's another story I already did, so check that video out. Trying to put these videos together for you guys. I enjoy doing it. Maybe I get a little education to you guys on these bikes. I'm no expert, but when I was a kid, I certainly played with them. And now that I'm a 63-year-old adult, I'm playing with them again. So this is the YouTube videos, the bikes, all a hobby for me. I'm new at this. Like I said, it's my retirement hobby. I'm not going to be retiring for 4 years, but I would like to get my channels up and running. And I'm going to do e-bikes for seniors also. I want to do some reviews on different bikes, and you know, I think you know, I'm getting off subject here, so we'll stick with the batteries for now. All right, I'm almost back. I'm gonna swap out the cameras, and like I said, we'll go for a ride. So I checked the batteries, and the only reason why they were a little warm was because the bag's black, you know, and the sun was warming them up. But yeah, they seem fine. Boy, if this works out, I'm gonna be like in total shock, but it's interesting, that's for sure. Trying to get down to the main road here. It's really hard to miss all these damn bumps and everything. Once I get going here, it'll be better. All right, so we're off and running. Now I can shift the gears. I'm in pass 3, that's what I normally ride in. And I'm just gonna stick with the norm here and see what happens. Like I said, I'm not too worried about getting back because I got the other batteries. I just wake those things up and away I go. So I had checked, we're a little over 3 miles on that little first excursion we did. So we'll add it all up when we get done. I mean, if these things go out to their potential, which would be 40 amp hours, but this ain't gonna make it to the end of this video. So it'll be interesting. Got, you know, I'm in New Hampshire here. We got quite a few ups and downs, that's for sure. So it'll get its test. So if you noticed, I got my safety vest on now. I always try to run that on the road. I want to be seen. And probably don't notice, but I got 2 mics on now. I always mic up both GoPros. So I was out riding, trying to do videos while riding, and then get home and edit it. And with only one microphone, it's hard to sync the lips to the audio. So just easier to run 2 cameras, 2 mics, and then when I splice it together, everything matches up. You know, again, going to that, doing this as a hobby, but you know, it all costs money. 2 mics, they have these, the GoPro has these media mods you got to buy, and then you got to buy the cameras, and I probably got $1,500 invested in trying to do these YouTube videos. But like I said, it's something I wanted to do. I'm going to retire, go down to the villages, and I think the villages, I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to get off topic too much here. But yeah, this whole battery thing, you know, I've spent a small fortune on batteries on these bikes. Those 2 battery packs, $500 a piece, so there's $1,000 in battery packs. And if you're buying buying electric batteries from any manufacturer, they're all running about the same money. Your 10 amp standard range batteries are $300, and your extended ranges are $500. So imagine if we could, I mean, you have to put them in a little pouch or something, but imagine if we could buy these batteries for 40 amp hours for a little over $100. That's crazy. So when I plus I'm going uphill a little bit, but I always start out in the throttle just to get going here. It helps you, you know. I was on social media, Facebook, and there's a lot of bike clubs. So I'm on the electric ones. There's like 5, 6, 7 electric ones. I'm on like 5 of them. And there's a woman that says, you know, she got a bike ordered and what should she know? And she's 66 years old. And so she's got a couple years on me. But, you know, I told her, when you get your bike, you haven't been on it in a while. I hadn't been on a bike in a long time either. I did used to ride a road bike 20 years ago. So I got to tell you one thing that I could tell you right now, going up this hill, these batteries don't have the oomph that the other one does, but I mean, who cares? It's still working. Yeah, because normally I'm in pass 3, I'm going up this hill pretty good. But I like pass 3. Like I said, and a lot of people probably, you know, oh, I don't ride in pass 3. I ride pass 1 or pass 2. And I bought an electric bike because I wanted to have pedal assist, so I'm going to use it. I had no idea where this guy was going, so I didn't know if he was going around me and he was going to make the corner or what he was going to do. So, yeah, I mean, the advantage in New Hampshire about going up a hill is you get to go down a hill too. So, I'm coasting right now and I'm doing 32 miles an hour. So, these gauges though are not that. When I run the GPS, you know, the speed's different. So it's funny because the speed seems to be pretty accurate down on the lower end. So if you're in 10, 12 to, I don't know, 17 miles an hour, it seems to be relatively accurate. And when your speed goes up, then it seems to go out of whack. So there are settings on these that you can go into and change around. And they come preset at 22. So, I mean, there's 20-inch rims on it, or tires, whatever. I mean, but they tell you that it comes set at 22. Maybe it's 20-inch for the rim, 2 inches for the tire. I don't know, but I tried 23 because a lot of people say 23 is better, and it's set at 23 now. It's I don't know. I don't think it's any better, but who really cares? So I can also tell you that right now I'm showing the battery bars going down. I would never see the battery bars going down at this point of my ride, but they are. I hate this light. Luckily, hopefully that car tripped it. I usually don't trip the light. Well, that wasn't going to work, so I just ran it. The guy in back of me should have pulled up closer, but cars don't know. So yeah, I don't think his battery's going to last, 2 batteries going to last as long. I didn't think they would. Like I said, they seem like a smaller size, so Again, I'm no battery expert. I don't know if these cells come in different sizes. I would assume they do. But hey, you know, if it's something you could put in your pack and have for a backup battery just in case, I think that would be pretty good too. So let's see, we're at 6.7 miles so far. I'll go back to the voltage though, because I want to keep my eye on that. It's about a 17-mile run that I do here. So, I don't know, let's see if it makes it 17 miles. Yeah, definitely struggling on the hills here, that's for sure. The voltage is still reasonable though. It's under 50 now though. Well, like I said, I'm in New Hampshire, so if I go out for a 30-mile ride, let's say, so call it 15 miles out, 15 miles back, and then I check, I have a Garmin, sorry, I always say Grumman. I have a Garmin that tells you quite a bit of information, and it will tell you how many feet you've gone up in your ride. And of course, you're going up, you're probably going down too, so there is some rest on the other side for the batteries. But you know, compared to somebody that's in Arizona that has absolutely no hills to negotiate, there's a big difference. You know, people are all over the place with their mileage and disappointed, and you know, so any one of these companies, I bought a Venton bike. It was my first e-bike I bought, and it was a beautiful looking bike, and I didn't like the way it rode. It did not have a Canis sensor. It had a torque sensor in it, which I like torque sensors, but not necessarily on the road. So the problem with a torque sensor is, and it's not a problem, it's a very good thing, it senses how much effort you want to put in. So if you're going to go, I go out, my longest ride so far is like 65 miles round trip. And if I go out and do 65 miles, I want some pedal assist, or I'm not doing 65 miles. So I like I said, I'm running pedal assist 3, and I run it all the time. I rarely go below that, and I will knock it up on some of the hills to 5 if I have to get up the hill better. So yeah, I bought an electric bike for assistance. There's some people out there that, you know, they want to run, you know, one or you know, I went 10 miles today and I didn't have any pedal assist on. Hey, you know, all the power to you. If that's what you bought an electric bike for, to have an electric bike that you don't get any assistance out of, that's, you know, fine with me. It's your money. I'd rather have a, you know, $1,500 bike without the motors on it and the batteries on it, and probably have a pretty nice bike for $1,500 compared to the e-bike you get. So you know, I'm not that critical about the mileage and what pass I'm in, and just go out there and enjoy yourself. Like I said, I don't really give a crap if you're in pass 1 and you're going climbing mountains. If that's what you want to do and you're enjoying yourself, knock yourself out. But like I said, I want some assistance. I think most of the people that buy e-bikes do want assistance. And it would be a big difference if I was in Arizona or someplace, you know, Kansas or something. I don't know, I'd probably be running pedal assist 2 or 1 or who knows, you know, because I do like to get some exercise. I feel it on my legs right now. I mean, this thing is not doing all the work for me, and that's what I want. I don't want to kill myself, and I do want to get out there and do some mileage. So, you know, a lot of people, like I said, I'm on these groups, and you know, it's a big achievement for them to hit 100 miles on their bike. You know, I've had my bike for 3 months, and I finally did it. I hit 100 miles, and I think I did 100 miles in the first week, you know. So, you know, again, to each his own. I don't have a problem with that. So anyways, I mean, I just was coming up a hill, and to understand the energy bar, the energy bar is a questionable thing anyways. The voltage is a much better indicator. So 42 volts, you're flat, you're done. Your battery can shut down. Your BMS, as I explained, that watches your battery, says 42 volts, I'm all done. I got to shut down to protect myself, because you don't want these batteries to go dead. From what I understand, if they go dead, you got a problem. So, you know, you got to remember that too. Everybody, no, not everybody. If I lived in Florida, I wouldn't be doing it. If you, so I'm past 3 going up this hill. Let me tell you, this is this is a little bit of effort here. So these batteries do not do as well as the other one, but they're not bad at all. I got no complaints at this point. I also didn't pay $500 for it, so even better. I don't even know what we were talking about. I was actually put my hand back. I was feeling the battery case, make sure it wasn't warm or anything. I think they're doing just fine. They're just not going to last as long. I'm also cooking right along here. You know, I'm cooking at 26 miles an hour for the most part. I don't know if I can see my average here. Nah, it doesn't tell me my average. The Grumman would tell me what I'm averaging for miles an hour. I usually average about 21 to 2. So we're currently at 10 miles. 10.1 to be exact. So, you know, I was talking about that Aventon bike. So I bought that bike and had a torque sensor, so I kind of didn't like the way the torque sensor did its thing on the street. And you had to put a lot more effort into that bike to move along in the road. And this was the first bike I had bought in, like I said, probably 20 years. And I said, geez, you know, I'm 63 years old and this is fun, but it's a little bit more than I thought. I was also a lot more overweight then too. So this time last year I was 100 pounds more. So that's how much weight I've lost. Not because of the e-bikes. Certainly the e-bike is helping, but I'm under a diet program with my doctor, and it's working great. You know, the one thing I wish on these bikes is they had brake lights, but you know, we've already got wires going to the brakes. and really it just one more wire could have no, probably two more wires, but you probably could do it with one wire. Would have put brake lights on these things, but and again, a little more cost. They're trying to keep the cost of these bikes down. You get one with brake lights on it, and instead of paying $1,000 for a 3.0, you're paying $1,500 for it. So they're trying to keep the money down, and I really think these are good bikes for older people, for seniors, as myself. Not that I feel old. You never feel old, I guess, until you get in the 80s. And I listen to my father-in-law, and he's feeling old, but I hope to get out there and feel as young as I can for as long as I can. So bike riding certainly helps, and losing weight certainly helps. A little more exercise today because these batteries just don't have the oomph that the other one does, but that's fine. It's kind of like, I guess it'd be the difference of being in pedal assist 2 normally, where you'd be putting in more effort. I could bounce the thing up, but I'm only going to kill it more, and I want to see what I get out of what I normally ride. So, I mean, I've already got 10 miles. These batteries aren't that big, so if you were out, I could carry them with me, and just in case, instead of carrying one of my giant packs. So I've already got my money's worth, I think. But when I first got these things, I was a little disappointed when I went out on it. I had a dual, this one. I didn't start with this one. This is the last new bike I bought from Electric. It had dual batteries. They had the extended range batteries too, and I just expected to get more out of the batteries than I did. I went out. I think I went out like 28 miles or something like that, and I was at half battery at that point, and I'm like, okay, I better turn around. And your second half of your batteries, your meter, like I'm under the half mark on these batteries. I'm down to 4 bars. So your second half goes down a lot faster. I mean, we got 10 miles out of the first half of these batteries, and I can tell you we're not going to get 10 miles out of the next half, but so you got to watch it. So I conserved on the way home. I dropped the PS down to 2 and only knocked it up into 3 when I was hitting some of the hills, and I made it back, and I was probably panicking more than I should, because I always look at the voltage in the battery bar when you're moving along, and that varies all the time. You're going up a hill, your batteries are dropping way down, but then when you peak the hill and you're headed down the other side and you're not using your batteries, your voltage comes up, your battery bar comes up. So when you get home, let the bike sit for 3 minutes, check your battery bar. It's a better indication of what's left in your batteries. So I mean, I think I had probably 3 or 4 bars at that point, and so I probably could have got more out of it, but I don't like to risk it. And I immediately looked into putting a third battery on this bike, which I did. I ended up with a big battery pack. I was going to put another battery similar to what's on it, and I ended up going with the bigger battery pack. I figured, well, that's me. I go bigger the better, and I spend the money, and You know, 500 bucks is a lot of money, but I would have spent 500 bucks for half the battery. Two 14 amp batteries from Electric or any other company, if they're not on sale, you just dropped $1,000 to get 28 amp hours. So I dropped 500 bucks and I got 28.8 amp hours, I think, almost 29 amp hours. So half the price. And that's why I'm saying you can go out and get these batteries from Amazon. And as far as I'm concerned, this battery, the auxiliary battery that I have, is a better quality battery because it has better cells in it. Now, I don't know that Electric could be putting in top quality cells, but I don't think so. I mean, you know, Electric is a super good company to buy bikes off, but I'm not sure how much involvement they actually have in manufacturing and decisions on what goes into these bikes. I think they're demanding from their Chinese partners, you know, they want this bike, they want it from this price range, and they want it to get so many miles, and they want it to do this and that. And I think they get what they get. I mean, if you think that Electric is building these bikes in Arizona or has more involvement in that, I think you're wrong, and I don't know that for sure. So this thing just died on me, so. All right, hold on. I gotta switch over my batteries. So unfortunately, when the thing goes dead, the trip meter here goes back to 0. But I'm pretty sure we got about 15 miles out of those before they went dead. And they seemed to go dead before, because I had just looked at the voltage. It seems like they had gone dead before the 42 volts. So their BMS, again, they're cheap batteries, so maybe their BMS isn't the greatest in the world. I don't know. Maybe they're set to knock out sooner. Who knows? But they knocked out. So they didn't go dead like slowly. The BMS, like I said, shut them down. So before they hurt the battery, so they were doing its job. But that's not bad for you know, 15 miles out of $107 with the charges. That's not bad. I mean, you buy a battery from Electric, pay $2.99 for it, and in New Hampshire, you're probably going to get about the same mileage out of it, and you're not going to get a charger with it. So it's still a deal and a half.